First, though, let's start with the stories making headlines this morning. Dominated the front pages, of course, as you would expect, the government's U-turn on the winter fuel allowance, with Chancellor Rachel Reeves restoring the payment to around about 7.5 million pensioners. A victory for pensioners is how the Express described it. Well, I'm joined now by Five Live presenter Matt Chorley and our very own Claer Barrett. Claer, interesting, not unexpected, I think, but a bit of an embarrassment.
A bit of an embarrassment for the government, but also welcomed, I think, by pensioners, because it was such a totemic thing, taking away the winter fuel allowance, which was a universal benefit. It is now going to be given to absolutely everybody again. You don't need to do anything this winter to get it. All pensioners of state pension age and over will receive it, although those who are earning the most money have got other private pension income above £35,000 a year. Those pensioners, around 2 million of them, will see it clawed back through the tax system. The full details of how that will work haven't been given yet, but HMRC, the tax service, is saying it will be a fairly painless process. And importantly, if you've got an income disparity in your household, like one of you, maybe your husband earns more than £35,000 from his pension and you have less for yours, it doesn't mean that you'll get nothing. It just means that the payment will be split. And the lower earner will still receive theirs, the higher earner will have theirs clawed back. So a really good way of doing it. And the fact that they can get it out for this winter, which at one point was looking uncertain, I think is a really good thing.
But Matt, going back to sort of last year when they announced this, it's one of the first big announcements that they made. And I just remember being absolutely shocked. I couldn't believe that they would do that.
But the reason it was one of the first announcements was because it was all part of Rachel Reeves when Keir Starmer won the election. And Labour wanted to come in and say, the finances are terrible. You won't believe the mess the Tories have made. And so we've got to take some tough decisions. And this was really unexpected. They hadn't laid the groundwork for it. And it was a way of signalling this is a government, a Labour government, which is going to make sure our sums add up. And that means taking tough decisions. We don't want to do it. We feel very bad about it. But I think they were shocked by the backlash.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it also didn't help that it was one of the first things they did in July. Everyone went off on holiday. All we heard about from the government over the last summer was the Taylor Swift tickets and who was paying for Keir Starmer's suits.
Remember that, yeah.
And there was this sort of contrast between taking money off of pensioners while they'd been off to see Taylor Swift and all that. And so it just hung around. Some, governments do things all the time, and most people don't notice. But everyone noticed this one. And it really cost them in the local elections. They lost lots of seats. And they've been, they went down in the polls, and I think they realised they had to do something. The problem is, it creates, because we've got the spending review tomorrow, where we'll find out about which departments have got money and which are losing money. And what this now tells all of those new Labour MPs elected last year is if they kick up a fuss about something, Rachel Reeves will blink.
Right.
And Keir Starmer will blink. And that's a very dangerous place.
That is actually really damaging,
because
isn't it?
It's a bit like the kids have worked out how to get round mum and dad.
I like that analogy.
If there's someone we really don't like, or our voters and they don't like it, then we can kick up a fuss about it. And he's got a massive majority, but they've blinked.
And also, the money's got to come from somewhere. So, they had originally said that this would save around £1.5 billion. It's looking like it will save them around £450 million by excluding the richest pensioners. But that's got to be clawed back from something. That's already people worrying about, will we see more tax rises at the budget in October? So the pensioners might be the winners today, but we don't yet know who are going to be the losers tomorrow, or indeed with the spending
their
review
children and their grandchildren. That's the trouble.
Well, that's why I was speaking to somebody, actually Ian Duncan Smith, the former Tory leader, used to be working pension secretary. So he used to deal with exactly this. And he said the thing about the winter fuel allowance, if you touch it, it's a triple whammy. Because pensioners are unhappy, their children are unhappy, and their grandchildren are unhappy. So you somehow, with lots of things, if you tweak a thing, it might only hit drivers, or it might only hit, I don't know, part-time workers. With this, everyone finds out about it, and everyone's annoyed about it.
See, that's why I could never understand why they did that and why they did that first.
Yeah.
It kind of set the mark for what they were going to be like.
But also, financially, pensioners, they've got less wherewithal. They're not earning money that they can put aside. They're at the end of their working lives. And a really typical response that I had on Instagram from Lorraine viewers was, well, I won't put the heating on as much because I've got to save £100, £200, £300 that I would have otherwise have had. So I need to incorporate incorporate that into my budget. And it's dangerous if you've got people who are really old, especially if they're ill, they're living on their own, turning down the bill. And the previous cap, which said you could only get winter fuel allowance if you were claiming pensions credit, you know, everybody, universally, money experts, charities, said that was too low. So it's great that this money will be going to pensioners who do have higher incomes, but we've still got this problem that over 700,000 pensioners should be claiming pension credit, which gives them entitlement to all kinds of extra help with money off council tax, with, you know, free prescriptions for your eyes, you know, all of these different things, and they're still not getting that. So the system is still broken.
We've had. I mean, the other thing, the government would say they've put up the state pension, over by £400. So actually, all pensioners are better off than they would have been before. The problem is actually with these little bitty pots and universal things. Gordon Brown was very good at this. He would, you know, instead of giving people, you know, paying less tax or giving people it in the state pension, lots of little bits make it very difficult for your political successors to take them away again or look at them. And look, I think basically right across political parties, everyone says millionaire pensioners do not need £300 to help put the gas on. But where do you draw the line?
I know, it's horrible.
And if you go too far up the scale, you end up not saving any money in, you know, and actually what they've ended up doing is this U-turn.
And a huge political embarrassment.
It's an absolute mess. Shall we talk about something very silly? Sydney Sweeney.
This is silly.
This is beyond silly, and I just don't understand. Apparently, this very beautiful, very talented actress is selling her bathwater. First of all, why? And who is going to buy it? Well,
it's already sold out. Somebody's bought it.
Yeah, well, it's being traded on eBay now. Far above.
What?
So what she's done a tie-up with a brand in America called Dr Squatch. They're like a posh soap brand, and her bathwater has been used in minute quantities to create a bar of soap called Bathwater Bliss, which the American retailer has been selling for $8 a bar, so it's around £6 in old money.
So it's just a little silly marketing nonsense.
It's a silly thing, but look at that photo.
Yeah, I know, I'm very cynical, but it's true.
But look at that photo of her. You know, this is being done with the tongue very firmly in the cheek. She's saying, yes, you know, the typical Hollywood starlet thing, you know, she could sell her own bathwater. She's saying, well, I'm in control of my own image, so I'm doing this as a bit of a statement to say, you know, I own my brand, I'm going to be making money out of me. Thank you very much. And, you know, she's not the first celebrity.
No, indeed.
Of course.
There were loads of these.
Loads of these.
I think people... Certainly, maybe I feel like it's more of a pre-social media thing. People it's like having an autograph or a thing, a memento of someone,
or a relic in the medieval age.
You go really far.
Bones of a saint.
So we've had Gwyneth Paltrow's candle.
Oh God!
We probably don't need to get too bogged down to what that was all about. There was Justin Bieber sold a lock of his hair.
OK.
But he did that for charity.
Yeah, to be fair.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah. God love him.
£30,000 you could get for a lock of hair.
That's good that he did it for charities, lovely.
I cut my own hair. I could be backing it all up.
Honestly, you could be making fortunes.
I could get 30,000. I mean, even if it was like £30, but
well,
a full head.
The one that really made me giggle.
Go on then.
Cher.
Oh, Cher. What can I buy for Cher?
Apparently, online, I don't know if it's real or not. You can buy a tube of Cher's breath.
Cher, now, what would that be like? That would be, I don't know. I'm hoping gin.
I don't know what people would do with it.
The trouble is, if you opened it to find out, that's it.
And it's gone. Yeah, it's gone off into the ether. I just don't understand who buys all these weird things and, you know, like Britney Spears' chewing gum. Why would you?
Oh, yeah.
It makes no sense.
I think people who think they can make money out of reselling it is the answer. So all over eBay, apparently, bars of this soap are
There's always somebody
£1,000. That's the price that the seller wants. Is it the price that anyone will pay?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Thank you both for that roam through the world. Thank you very much. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.